Goodbye to you, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we've climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABC, and skinned our hearts and skinned our knees.
Howdy ho, neighbor. It's the other side time. Time for wonderment and fancifulness and a joy to behold. I'm Cody Byer.
I'm Max Wader.
I'm Andrew Erickson.
And we back for another round of, we're going to look at the anime season, and maybe we'll get depressed. Maybe we won't. We'll probably get depressed. But hopefully we won't. I don't think there's anything worth talking about before we start, because we usually do, a little house cleaning thing. Although I do want to laugh at the fact that in a recent anime, Crunchyroll actually used the phrase "on fleek." So, we've talked before about how fucking terrible their subs are, and you get more example.
I guess they ran out of translators.
They just hired a 16-year-old girl. And I don't think... we've had our fun on Twitter, but I don't think there's anything really major. I think this is one of the more uneventful periods before a podcast recording, which is sad. We enjoy our drama, our gossip, and all that bullshit.
Well, I guess we can briefly mention that Spoonie had another shit fit on Twitter and threatens to kill Christmas.
Literally.
Yeah. And that he apparently assaulted a Christmas tree.
It's like, motherfucker, I fucking hate Christmas myself, and I can't imagine spurging out and assaulting a Christmas tree. And Lord knows, I'd love to. Like, Lord knows I hate me some Christmas. I just want to put one right between Santa's eyes. I hate it. I hate this time of year so deeply. Deeply. And I still can't imagine. Like, I feel like I gotta stress that. I can't even reach this level of anti-Christmas fucking spurgery. And my hatred for Christmas is so deep that it borders on childish and unnecessary.
What do you mean borders?
And still, like, Christmas music makes me want to punch people. And I still can't reach the level Spoonie reached.
I love the fact, too, that...
Okay.
That he added in that, the war on Christmas is fake, there's no such thing, you never heard of it. Surprised he didn't also then bitch about Fox News while he was at it.
Yeah, he's... I don't know anymore. He's losing so much money, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost his cable service and can't watch Fox News to get mad. Because he seems like the kind of guy that would turn on Fox News and just say dumb quips like he's fucking recording an episode. Like there's going to be some people on YouTube watching him. And then yet he doesn't like make his own fucking content, but I guarantee he does shit like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, by the time this comes out, Spoonie may have become what they call an ED, an hero. Which would be hysterical. Unless he takes a lot of people.
He basically threatened to murder people on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't feel like he would be able to do like a mass shooting thing with how he is with guns and his brother. I feel
Juan,
like he
but
would
not forgotten.
I feel like he would try something and get immediately taken down by mall security. Not even the cops. The cops would come to collect him. He would, like, start going after shit with a weapon in the mall, and there'd be security footage, and that shit would go viral, and everybody would have a good time laughing.
Paul Blart just takes him down.
Yeah, he get taken down by Paul Blart and friends. Like, he just three guys out of shape in uniforms would just bring him down. And it would be hilarious. People would be putting that to all kinds of different audio and posting that shit to Twitter. Memed to hell and back. You think the Zootopia comics getting memed. Wait till you see the Spoonie surveillance footage.
That segue came out of nowhere.
But will Spoonie do a curse Yehameha?
No, but I can see him, like, flailing, and it'll look hilarious, like, from a security camera distance.
Don't you know who I am? I'm famous on YouTube.
He'll probably call them fucking names that don't make sense, because they're, like, fucking nerd in-jokes and shit. It'll be the funniest shit you ever saw. Although I don't know if it can top, for those who have been seeing this wonderful, wonderful Zootopia thing, which I just my favorite thing the internet has produced in a while is this fucking Zootopia abortion comic. I want to, but there's a specific because people have memeing it to hell and back, and it's been hilarious the shit people have been doing to this thing. But the one I want framed on my wall, like each page framed on my wall, someone rewrote the whole comic to be about Nick, the fox guy, him having an obsession with Arby's, and it really is a work of art. It should be in the Louvre. I laughed so hard with that I don't think I stopped laughing, like, because I would just remember it and laugh again. I don't think that stopped for like the rest of that day.
My favorite part was the comments section with the original comic that someone posted somewhere, where there was just row and rows upon rows of people screeching incredibly loudly that how much of an evil asshole he is in the comic for thinking that, she might be not right when she said, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this baby because of my career." That was pretty funny.
I would think that them being different species would be fantastic birth control.
Yeah.
Like,
but apparently not.
They're still animals in Zootopia. It's not like anthropomorphic. I mean, they're anthropomorphic, but still the animals? Like, they're the animals from our world, but they, like, evolved, kind of?
Well, maybe
they're still animals.
Maybe she just didn't pray hard enough to Obama to kill her baby.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like, everyone in the comments was that fucking video clip. It's like, yes, kill my baby. That's what they were like.
You can't satire these people anymore. Even something as ridiculous as render to Obama ends up becoming real.
Yeah.
Like, there was a whole fucking website. I can't remember what it was called, but it was made to satirize social justice. Like, it was supposed to be sort of a Mary Sue type site. Mm-hmm. And they quit. They shut the site down. And their reasoning was, you can't parody these people. We can't come up with anything they don't do. Everything that we write just seems too real. They end up doing it. You can't come up with any satire for these people, so they said, fuck it. Insane. All right, so let's move off from the wonder and majesty that is the Zootopia abortion comic. From
the literal abortions to metaphorical abortions.
Although I recommend seeing the other works of the artist that did this, because one of the funniest things about that abortion comic is that it's really well drawn, which just makes it funnier and weirder.
Yes.
Because effort went into this strange thing. A lot of effort. I can tell you as an artist, the guy put a lot of effort into it. The backgrounds are very detailed. There's a lot of detail. It's very well done.
They're in the Seinfeld apartment.
And he drew the Seinfeld apartment, which I love that, by the way. They're in the Seinfeld apartment. So the abortion comic, the super dramatic, melodramatic abortion comic can basically begin with the Seinfeld bass sting, and it cracks me the fuck up. But, like, you see the other works from this guy, and it's all that. It's all really well drawn and really weird.
Also, for some reason, the fox is now Christian.
Yeah.
Which pissed off people to no end, and which is also why they all thought he was wrong. Because he doesn't want to kill babies.
Like, you gotta see the other stuff by this artist. Because it's like, that's a lot of talent and energy going into just really strange stuff. It's all Zootopia from what I can see. He might have other stuff, but everything I saw was Zootopia. And it's all things like that. It's fox and rabbit, life together, weird. There's one that's like, don't wear makeup. You're naturally beautiful. Here, let me lick the makeup off your face.
Oh yeah, that.
And that one's in color. The abortion one's just in black and white. That one's in color. So yeah, check that shit out, people. Let's expand the meme a little bit. Let's go into all his fucking works, because they're all ripe for it. So now that we're out of that, let's get into the metaphorical abortions here. It's another anime season time. This time it's winter 2018, which will probably be in full swing by the time this episode actually airs. We're going to take a look at what's coming down the pike and which you should watch. And I'm going to say up front, I think this is going to be a magical season. I mean, yeah, it's going to be inundated with utter crap. But they are dropping some bombs on us in winter 2018. I think we're going to have plenty of material to help keep us warm from the cold, boys.
Just from the first 3 rows that I can see, it looks like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be... It really is a roller coaster, because it's like, holy shit, God is real, to then you go, and he's an evil bastard, oh my God. Like, God is real, but hey, so is Satan. Like, that's how this goes. The affirmation of the existence of God, the affirmation of the existence of the devil, and an all-encompassing evil. Like, right back to back.
Devil anime.
So let's get in with our little religious experience with we're going to do the usual thing, me, then Max, then Andrew. On this little row of 3 here at Anichart. I'll start with Violent Evergarden, which just, that name just screams college art project. Oh, it's done by Kyoto Animation. We already know it's going to be terrible. Like there's no debating it. Nothing they've done has ever been a good show. Ever. They've always been well animated, but they've been well animated crap. There's literally no show from this studio that's good. It's like, what? I like this show. That's too bad. They're all bad. They're all terrible. I'm sorry, sir, but they're all terrible. All right, so Auto Memories Doll. It's been quite a while since that name caused a fuss. Originally invented by Professor Orland solely for his beloved wife, Auto Memories dolls eventually spread out into the world, and a machine that allows people to rent out the dolls was also created. Ew. I will run as fast as I can to wherever my customer desires. I am the Auto Memories doll, Violent Evergarden. A girl who almost appears to have popped out of a fairy tale with her blonde hair and blue eyes said this with her inorganic beauty and sweet voice. First of all, how very Japanese. Blonde hair and blue eyes? It's like something out of a fairy tale. Those don't exist. Also, I will give it credit only for this. Hey look, Kyoto Animation is branching out from slice of life into sci-fi, something they can use their animation budget to actually, do something with, as opposed to animating every frame of the flowing hair of a bouncing Japanese teenage schoolgirl as she sings Squeaky Pop and just sits at the malt shop with her friends talking about the caveman.
Is there anything more to eat? Only me, Shaggy. I'll take it.
You bet.
That's pretty much all of Kyoto Animation's output.
So is this
With
supposed to be
pickle on top?
Is this supposed to be Kyoto Animation's version of Nier Automata?
No, it's too colorful for that. But I will give them that. They're branching out. Congratulations, Kyoto Animation. Now all you gotta do is learn to actually tell a story that doesn't involve fucking little girls, you creeps. Holy shit. So yeah, give them that much. Probably still gonna suck ass, but at least there's imagination involved.
Imagination land.
Alright, Max. You get the privilege of this next one.
Well, it's the second season of Overlord. That's it.
Fucking Luya! Oh man, can I snort that somehow? Is there a way that I can stick a straw into my computer screen and snort that Anichart entry right there? I just want it in my brain. New Overlord! Yes! Oh my god, I feel it in my bones! Get it? Oh god, I am so hyped. I feel like I took a drug. I just think about Overlord Season 2. It's just, oof, I don't need a freebase. Who needs drugs? Just say, hey Cody, what? Overlord Season 2? God damn! I feel the rush. Yeah! Oh, anime, you haven't really given me a present in a while. I feel like the bitchy wife. What have you done for me lately? Why don't you give me jewelry? And this is the fucking husband coming out. Fine, here's a fucking necklace. I love it. Thank you. It's all I ever wanted. Overlord Season 2. Look how it sparkles in the moonlight. Have you seen Overlord yet, Andrew?
No.
You son of a bitch.
I've been reading the books, but I haven't seen the anime.
You need to fucking get on that shit. You need to fucking hop on a gravy train down to Loveyouville to watch a show that actually wants you to be entertained and have enjoyment. A show that you pop on, it's like, no, this isn't an experiment for your podcast. Come, enjoy what you're watching.
But Cody, you hypocrite, don't you know that Overlord is basically just a harem show?
Yeah, it's such a harem show that it's established in the first fucking episode he can't do shit with these women. That's another sword I won't be using. End quote. Like, it's... Also, you'd have to be... Well, I mean, the autism, that you don't understand humor and sarcasm and satire and anything like that, because it's, clearly taking the piss out of nerdy tropes. That's why these characters are the way. We already talked about it before. If you haven't seen Overlord yet, people, for God's sake, go watch that shit. It's got a great dub, too, so you don't have to read your TV shows.
Oh yeah, I guess it kind of does fit the harem genre. After all, this is another entry where the protagonist has no dick. Only literally this time.
Oh, shit. The harem shit in this is great because of the undertone of the NPCs, them all being designed and created by nerds.
Yeah.
So they are essentially trapped in the anime stereotypes because they were made by
fucking body pillow.
Yeah. Because they were made by people that are into the tastes of each of the old guild members coming through the NPCs they created. You've got fucking the otaku losers and their waifus interacting with the demon guy made by a guy that's total metalhead edgelord. Interacting with the fucking big monster warrior made by a total fucking manliness dude. It's in all... I could just praise this show all day. With all of the many things it does right. It succeeds in layers. You think it's just that's a good thing, but there's some more things under that. There's deeper reasons that it's a great show. It's a great fucking show. Go watch it.
And you can tell Overlord's realistic because one of his guildmates apparently loved traps.
Well, it was because the elf twins.
Oh yeah.
And the best part is that trap character is because it's made by a girl. Both of the twins are. It's a shot at her brother, who's also in the guild. Because these two twins are her view of an ideal brother-sister relationship where the sister is dominant and the brother's a little bitch. And now that they're real, he doesn't know why he's dressed like that. He just knows his creator dressed him like that. It's fucking great.
Yeah, so they just assume that all the boys are dressed like that.
They assume that the supreme beings did it for, like, that makes them more powerful or something. Maybe we should experiment with that at some point. Try dressing the men in women's clothing, see if it does anything. Oh, Lord. This is fucking great. You gotta watch it, people. It's incredibly well written. Great characters, great everything. I can't think of a flaw. I can't. It's so great. But it's not great. You ready to go from affirmation of God to affirmation of Satan? Let's affirm Satan's existence with our next entry. Andrew, why don't you tell us about this next one?
It's Fate Extra. Fate? There's Fate Extra, and this is Fate Extra, the anime.
Yeah, is that the red saber?
Yeah, that's Nero.
Great.
We get more Fate. That's what I always wanted. Oh wait. Did I say more Fate?
Why fucking Nero Claudius of all emperors?
Because the guy behind Fate has never had pussy in his life, and it's getting worse.
Yeah. No, I know, but like out of all the Roman emperors, the gender band, like why that fucking degenerate?
Maybe that's why he's fucking degenerate. He can imagine his blonde waifu doing all kinds of crazy sex things, and then he can touch his dick. There you go.
All I know is the lead character designer for Type Moon is one of Nausi's friends, so he's immune to being fired, and Saber is his waifu, so he keeps designing different characters to just be Saber in different outfits.
Yeah, he even jokes about that. Like, he says that his noble phantasm is like the power to create infinite sabers.
Would you just get some pussy and get over this shit, you pathetic sack of crap. Jesus Christ. Fucking tired of Japan's lonely fuckers ruining their entertainment while we're trying to fucking enjoy it. Hey, what's that cool cartoon you got? I made a girlfriend. You want to see my girlfriend? I really don't. Thanks anyway. Please, I made 12 of her. You want to see all the outfits? I just don't. I don't. You know, that other guy over there is bringing some cool shit with a skeleton. I think I'm gonna try that. Mine doesn't have bones. Mine has breasts. No, I know. Girls tend to have those. I've seen them. You should try them. They're pretty great. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there now. Please back away from me. I don't like that face you're making. Oh, here. Okay, you go ahead and you draw another of your girlfriend. I'm gonna run now. I'm fearful.
This one has a penis.
Okay, now I'm gonna sprint. Like, holy shit! I don't know how people like Fate at this point. I don't. Fate's gotta be the thing. Like, if you do like it, like you got on board early on for the concept, and you're just kind of you're just on board now. You can't leave. But I would keep that shit on the down low. You know, don't advertise that you're into Fate, because then you're just like, hey, let me tell you about the chapter of the story where it turns out the main girl had a penis for a while and sired a son with her temporary magic penis.
Which is canon.
Yeah, or the time that the little 8-year-old girl got gang raped by worms.
Which is also canon.
So, yeah, have fun explaining that one.
I follow Fate on the surface level just for the memes mocking it.
Yeah, the only reason to follow Fate is to see just how far this shit's gonna go off the deep end before it finally ends, which it probably never will. We'll get Fates forever, and they'll just get crazier and creepier and creepier and crazier, and still we'll wonder how the hell a series like this produced Gilgamesh.
Yes. Also, Mordred did nothing wrong. She was just trying to free us from more sabers.
It's a noble cause.
Yes.
Next we have Nanatsu no Taizai Imashime no Fukatsu. It's a new, that's like 7 sins, that forgettable shonen, which is why they put boobs and
I was gonna
clothing.
ask.
Yeah, it's why they put scantily clad women and boobs in there, because there's nothing else to it. So if they do that, if they have that girl have no pants, you'll watch it. Even if there's absolutely no material or nothing new or nothing original, and it's the most generic, cut and dry, boring shonen. But the girl's not wearing pants, so tune in. It's basically how this shit works. Max, speaking of, we don't know what we're doing, but we'll give you an erection, and since you're a lonely Japanese man, you'll tune in. Tell us about the next one.
It's Citrus, in all lowercase, by Passione, because I guess the fucking mafia from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure decided to make more garbage.
They moved off of drugs to another terrible thing that ruins society.
Yes. Yuzo Aihara, a high school girl whose main interests are fashion, friends, and having fun, is about to get a reality check. Uh-oh. Due to her mom's...
How dare you have fun and care about fashion, you girl that never talked to me when I was in high school?
Considering that this is Japanese, like I was half expecting her to then get raped or something. Due to her mom's remarriage, Yuzu has transferred to a new all-girls high school that's extremely strict. Her real education is about to begin. From day one, happy-go-lucky Yuzu makes enemies, namely the beautiful yet stern student council president Mei. Just fucking stop with the student councils, I hate that shit. So what happens when a dejected Yuzu returns home and discovers to the shock of her life that Mei is actually her new stepsister who has come to live with her? Really? Even more surprising, when Mei catches Yuzu off guard and kisses her out of the blue, what does it all mean? Gee, I wonder what it means when someone kisses someone else. It's very complicated. I don't know. I just don't get it.
Fap, 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 fap. Now let me tweet about how depressed I am. Please donate to my coffee account. Fap, fap.
Also, why does the chick on the right look like a dude?
Because
it has triangle mouth.
It's Lelouch.
Does look like Lelouch. Also, these fucking premises for have these anime are so contrived. They seem like something that would have been like a parody sitcom on American TV. Like, y'all remember that? Either you guys watch Seinfeld?
Yeah.
You remember when, because a lot of Seinfeld was written, by actual shit from Larry David's life. So when they wrote that sort of mini arc about pitching the show, that Jerry and George made a different show that was more in line of a traditional hacky sitcom. So it had this ridiculous premise of a guy who was like had to perform community service by being this dude's butler. This what a lot of these animes are, like this ridiculous hacky premise to create wacky hijinks with this contrived shit that would never fucking happen in real life. And I don't mean like, whoa, fantasy shit wouldn't happen in real life. You have this situation that is reality, and then you have things that are leaps in logic and kill the suspension of disbelief because that's fucking stupid contrived coincidence. It's like that shit. It's like, yeah, you're sentenced to be your butler. Oh, the student council president then turns up to be my stepsister. Like, if you took up the lesbian shit, would that or would that not sound like the setup to a really shitty sitcom with, like, the fucking, like, the bouncy saxophone music? And then someone would be, like, the screen like, oh, jeez. Like that shit.
She's like, let's just keep piling on the twists. Put more twists in there. Girl goes to a new school, and the student council president hates her. And the president is her sister. And the president is a lesbian for her.
Let's pile on some more. And then her classmate, one of them is actually an escaped convict, wearing a luchador mask, and no one ever notices.
There's a gorilla.
Keep going. Keep it going. Fuck this. This is dumb. If you're so look, I can't say this enough. If you're so
the
fucking
gorilla is actually Harambe.
If you're so fucking sad and lonely that you're gonna be watching contrived bullshit lesbian anime, and then we all know you're gonna post screenshots as you're watching it and give your updates and screen cap your favorite upshirt, Scott.
Because nobody cares about you.
And screen cap when they kiss and be like, hot! Oh my god, you guys, I'm gonna need a moment.
Lewd.
Yeah, really. By the way, the anime fandom has just caused me to lose all tolerance for the word lewd. Like, just go outside. Women are out there.
I forgot who said it on our Discord server, but it was pretty apt. Lewd is yif for weebs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we said that too in a podcast episode a while back. Like, just go outside. There's women out there. You can talk to them. You're able. Okay, if you have crippling social problems, it's your own making. It's time to get over them. You go out there, you talk to them. They're not scary monsters. If you just talk to them nicely.
They're nice sprites.
Be friendly, be personable. You can fuck actual women. You won't need this shit anymore. It's really not hard. Just go! Stop doing this. I say this to Japan, too. Stop sitting in a room filled with statues and getting a hologram girl and talk to a real one. You can't fuck the hologram. And Ona holes don't feel like the real thing. Gah. Anyway, Andrew, tell us about this bullshit.
Death March Kara Hajimaru Isekai Kyoso Kyoku something. The story of the light novel series and manga follows a 29-year-old programmer who is on a death march. But one day he wakes up in another world after a nap.
Wait, a death march? Was he like the Bataan death march? Is he gonna go from like emaciated war prisoner to anime boy in a magic world? Like what's the middle ground?
Maybe he's actually Douglas MacArthur.
I'm trying to find death. Okay. I said this recently on Twitter, and there were a couple people that read at me when I said this, but actually I got a lot of people agreeing with it. I said that there's a golden rule that if a light novel title is a sentence, it's guaranteed to be shit. This seems to be in that pattern. Like, if you need an abbreviation, a little Japanese abbreviation for your title, it's going to be shit. The only exception is it's your guy's fault that I'm not popular because it's supposed to be a joke on those kind of titles. But this one is Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody, also known as Deathma.
Okay.
It's not quite the usual sentence thing, but it's close enough where I think it falls within the golden rule. You can just take a look at the cover, and there's a guy, generic looking as shit. He's got the black hair spiked down. There's a girl hanging on his arm. There's another girl in the back with 2 children clinging to her. She's not wearing much. They seem to be wearing burlap sacks.
I think there's a dog girl.
There's yeah, they're hovering around her exposed midriff. This is just loser show for loser people type stuff. I'm seeing a lot of mixed ratings even from the weebs.
Wow.
Not a good sign. There are people with fucking ugu waifus in their avatar saying, nah, skip it.
Well, this thing that are his fucking isekai in the title, so.
Yeah.
Well, and look at this brilliant plot. How does he go to another world and takes a nap? I don't know.
I mean that'd be like the equivalent of if you made a harem show and you literally had the word harem in the title.
Oh, you didn't get to finish reading the synopsis, so,
Okay. From a meteor shower, he happens to gain vast riches and he decides to go sightseeing, so he begins his heartwarming, occasionally serious, and harem adventure in another world. and that's the whole plot description, so 29-year-old guy takes a nap, wakes up in another world, and a meteor just, boom, gives him a bunch of money.
Hey, did you ever notice that in these...
Good God, this is neat wish fulfillment.
Did you ever notice that in these other world settings, like all of the things, all the light novels and the shows about it, there's never a case where the main character is like overly freaked out by this or wants to go home. There's always just, oh, well, I guess this is my life now. This is fucking awesome.
At least Overlord addressed that, where he's like, I didn't have much going on in my real life. Didn't really have family, friends. Kind of sucked. This is better.
And that's pretty much the unstated reason why it's like that in all the other ones, too.
Yeah. This is...
And again, the only other one that breaks the pattern is Tanya, and that's just because he involuntarily got transferred to this other world.
Via death.
Yeah, and he actually doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Which is, again, why Tanya is great, and these shits fucking suck.
Yeah. And for some reason, wants shitty Japanese food. I guess if you eventually get used to it, you probably start craving it when you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's what the character literally says. Like, it's not like I liked it all that much, but now that I can't have it, I want it.
Yeah, I think he said that explicitly. It's like culinary Stockholm syndrome. Next, we have a return of a quote-unquote classic, and by classic, I mean it was one of the first animes to hit America. A lot of people like it. There's really nothing to it. I'll never.
Also, our food isn't bad. It's racist.
Card Captor Sakura. Sakura, I'm sorry. Clear Card Hen. The January issue of Kodansha's Nakagara Survivor magazine revealing that on December 1st, the Clamps Card Captor Sakura Clear Card Hen sequel manga is getting... it's Card Captor Sakura's back. It's like Card Captor Sakura Super, I guess. Getting a television anime series adaptation. The manga takes place after Sakura graduates from Tomodachi Elementary School in her first year of junior high school. Sakura sees a mysterious dream. And an incident takes place. Well, holy shit, I'm hooked. Guys.
Too bad I don't care.
Guys, an incident takes place. I gotta know more.
This is another fucking entry in the Maho shoujo genre. Yeah. Emphasis on ho.
Emphasis on Maho, yo. Wiki. Fuck. I will never understand the appeal. Literally the only thing I tried watching this show, I did. Back in the day, back when anime was fresh and new and exciting, the only thing I could really get into it was, hey, the monster in that darkness card is pretty cool looking. It's generic, but it's the only thing I can latch on to. And then isn't the original actually kind of creepy, like something with an adult being in love with a child or some shit? Am I thinking the right show?
I don't know, I never watched Card Captor Sakura because I'm not gay.
There's something with like that in there. Some kind of May-December romance. It was like, no! Might not have been this one. Might have been another Clamp show, but I think it was this one. Either way, there's no reason this show should be considered a classic or popular. Fuck it. It's dumb.
The only good May-December romance in anime was in Phoenix Wright anyway.
Now that you're talking, Max, I think it's your turn.
And even there, the guy was in his 20s. Darling in the Franks. What?
Franks with 2 X's.
The fuck?
What the fuck is his name? Darling in the Franks?
It's Trigger. Oh, that explains it. Joint anime project between Trigger and A1 Pictures that was announced at Anime Expo 2017. The story is set in the distant future. The land is... well, when is it? Never. The land is ruined and humanity establishes the mobile Fort City plantation. Pilots produced inside the plantation live in Mistletown, also known as the bird cage. Children live there knowing nothing of the outside world or the freedom of the sky. Their lives consist of battling to carry out missions. Their enemies are mysterious giant life forms known as Kyoru, and the children pilot robots called Franks to face off against them. For the children, riding the Franks proves their existence, A boy named Hero, really, is called Code 16, and he was once known as a prodigy. However, he has fallen behind and his existence seems unnecessary. Not piloting a Franks is the same as ceasing to exist. One day, a mysterious girl known as 02 appears before him. 2 horns grow out of her head.
Can we count the fucking cliches?
Hey,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what the fuck?
look what the director worked on.
Oh boy. Idol Master, Panty and Stocking character design, Gurren Lagann, Evangelion.
Oh no, fully coolly.
Ugh.
I think we have an instant classic on our hands.
Oh jeez.
I like the fucking pose he makes.
He looks like him and Drake just got their coats.
Yeah.
Hey yo, Atsushi, where your coat at?
Can't wait for their music video.
Oh, my
Oh, he was also episode director on Sayonara Setsubo Sensei.
Huh?
But only for one episode.
Watch that be like the worst episode.
Well, maybe it was just accidentally good. I mean,
Yeah.
like he seems to have the tendency, like, to make a whole bunch of shit, then just one thing that's coincidentally good. Like, since he did the Panty and Stocking characters, it's like that means he also made the Demon Sisters. So that's like 1 out of 500, I guess, or 2, I guess, if you want to be fair about it.
Holy shit, though, what a parade of fucking cliches. Like, you don't need to watch this show. You've seen it. Do you watch anime? You've seen this show. Skip it.
It feels like satire, but it isn't. If this was parody, then I would understand the massive amount of cliches. But the fact that they're this fucking blatant about it and try to play it straight...
It was Trigger, so they're going to be like, yeah, but we're being extreme about it. It's anime cliches, but it's extreme. That's with X,
Yeah, that's
hyphen
actually
treme.
kind of the thing. Like, usually Trigger does somewhat cliched shit, but at least they try to be somewhat different about it. It ends up being retarded, yeah, but usually it's at least a different kind of retarded. But this is just like the most generic mecha anime you could make.
And look at those fucking uniforms. Like, holy shit.
It's like they made it on a bet. I bet you I can make the most fucking stereotypical mechast of mecha anime. It's like, okay, you're on.
Holy shit. Look, okay, how about this, Japan? No more mecha anime until you come up with something that isn't Gundam or... kids got a pilot to fight the mindless monsters.
But what's wrong with adults piloting robots, huh? Tell me about it. Tell me what's wrong with that.
Adults aren't watching these shows.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why. Yeah, you're done. You're cut off. And look, you did good with Code Geass, and even then, part of that, the mecha was so like not a part of that show.
And you fucked up the final part anyway, so...
I wouldn't say they fucked it up.
Colin should not have won that fight.
Yeah,
That's bullshit.
they dropped some balls, but like...
And the ending was bullshit.
I wouldn't say the ending's bullshit. I think I disagree with you on that one.
It is not enough Jeremiah.
That too.
That is a problem. I think the ending could have been better.
Yeah.
But
And his
I don't-
plan won't work
I think
at all.
I've seen the ball dropped harder. Like when I think the end was bullshit, I think Legend of Korra. You know.
Well, that's true, but I still didn't like it and didn't think it was very well done. Not that it really seems to matter. After all, apparently it's not the end anymore.
There's
We
more.
gotta
Fuck
gotta
you.
get more Code Geass.
Give Code Geass money. Our spin-offs, nobody's watching them because they suck. Let's just go back to the regular story. Put Lelouch in it. We'll give money.
You know, I'll at least give them that. Like, I'll be watching the new Code Geass because I want to see how the fuck they're gonna get out of that one. Like, what the fuck the explanation is gonna be for why Lelouch is back and where they even go from here.
You're not expecting it to be good, but you just gotta know. You just gotta know.
I don't really have any expectations at this point. I just want to see what they even do with it. It could actually, against all odds, be good. I mean, stranger things have happened. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. What the fuck?
I want the opening scene to be Lelouch in a hospital bed immediately after the Zero Requiem plan goes down. He's like, wow, I can't believe Suzaku missed every one of my major organs.
That son of a bitch.
It's gonna be like in Hero, like he learned the technique of the nameless hero.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he stabbed all the way through me, just missed everything.
The one area where there's no organs in that trip. And he found it.
I mean, like, the best explanation that I could perhaps provide is, like, other than, I don't know, fucking Lelouch somehow using super special, amazing body doable or whatever the fuck. I guess the best guess I have is that they're gonna do it that he becomes, like, the same sort of immortal being like CC.
Yeah, like, he had his Geass so developed that he evolved into whatever the fuck C2 is, and then turns out
we know
C2
we know that that's how that works, but yeah.
So, yeah, that might be it. I could see that being the thing, because he did evolve the power. So,
yeah,
that's a possibility. But we'll
he
see.
won't have to die a virgin.
We'll see. My hopes aren't high, especially after. I didn't even mean it. Especially after the wonder and joy that was everything else with the Code Geass name after R2.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck.
So you knew that Code Geass was now dead after Nunnally in Wonderland. Like, oh, so you ran out of writing.
Wonder if there's gonna be more Pizza Hut chilling. One last thing. I think one of the reasons why the spin-off sucked so much is, like, A, because it wasn't about Lelouch, obviously, so most people didn't even care, including myself. But also because it kind of tends to suffer from Star Wars syndrome. Like, you basically have this established setting and this storyline, which you can't fuck with because it's already, it already happened. So you have to do either weird prequels or side stories that nobody gives a shit about and that can't affect the main plot in any way.
Yeah. And you don't, it was almost like a franchise zombie kind of thing. You don't need to keep going. You're done. Yeah. You told your story. You used the setting and things that you created for it. You're done. Pack it up and go home. Job well done. Code Geass was very good. Congratulations. Even with Clamp's fucking artwork, you still managed to make a great show. I'm proud of you. You can stop now. You're done.
Maybe this time Lelouch is going to go like in the footsteps of his father. Again, I mean.
So we're going to get Lelouch doing a Psycho Crusher? Because I'd pay to see that. See ya. End it. And
he's definitely going to wear more Toho hats.
More eyes on everything. Eyes! Do you get it? Do you get where my power comes from? I joke, but I like the eye.
And he's got a new hat.
Bigger hats! More eyes on them!
Maybe Suzaku will finally stop being gay. No, I'm just kidding.
Never. Alright, so, Andrew, tell us about another fucking anime with this poster.
Isn't this just your name again?
Every other fucking art anime, like, this one's about feelings, this one's for the middle-aged women, is always the character is very small, usually to the bottom right, sometimes the bottom left, they change it up. It's usually the bottom right,
small.
And you can see the sky or the scenery behind him, but it's usually the sky, a lot of sky, looking up at the sky. This fucking poster, this is like the Japanese Fujoshi equivalent of the fucking, what is it, like teal and orange and teal in American movie posters? This is like the Fujoshi equivalent. It's the sky with the character in the corner.
And then the hair blows through the wind the other way around, I mean.
Well, sometimes the wind's not blowing, but a lot of times... But it's either like the wind or it's a fisheye lens.
Yeah.
But it's always like the character's at the bottom or in the corner. A lot of the camera's looking up. A lot of sky.
And there's always the word koi somewhere in there.
Yeah, koi comes up a lot too. And that love...
No, that's I.
Let me see.
I'm sure someone will educate us.
Let me look at the translation to this is while Andrew reads the description.
Yeah, the title is Koi wa Amagari no Yoni.
I'm sure our pet racist can translate.
Okay, yeah, it's... I was right, because it's love is like after the rain.
Okay.
Does that not sound like a fucking Peter Cetera song? That sounds like the title of a song you hear at the grocery store.
Get off the stage, Phil Collins.
Love is like after the rain. I feel lots of wetness on my brain. Like, it's... You hear that fucking, I'm just trying to buy some Juji fruit. You got this faggy shit playing. I feel like I'm losing testosterone listening to it. Fucking Peter Cetera. Yeah,
Soy songs.
Yeah, really. I am a man who will fight for your honor. Peter Cetera, you ain't gonna win any fights. What the fuck are you singing? Like you're gonna fight. You're Peter Cetera. Come on, man, put up your dukes. Ow! Don't know, not the face. Ow!
Does the description even matter? What's this? Oh.
As a high school student.
Oh. Look at the plot for this.
Oh.
Akira Tachibana is a soft-spoken high school student who used to be part of the track and field club, but due to an injury, she is no longer able to run as fast as she once could.
Isn't that a Persona social link?
Working part-time at a family restaurant as a recourse, she finds herself inexplicably falling in love with her manager, a divorced 45-year-old man with a young son.
Oh, fucking no. Oh, fucking no.
What was that?
May December romances, eh?
I was going to say, what was that you were saying about May December?
You know, when I first got into anime, one of the things that appealed to me is that it was the kind of... You get the kind of stories from anime you wouldn't get anywhere else. What I didn't realize back then is that cuts both fucking ways. Because you also get the kind of stories you wouldn't get anywhere else for good fucking reason. Jesus. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Oh, God. I'm just going to go to the next one before I get fucking calls from fucking police. Grand Crest Senki from A1 Pictures, not the steak sauce, the anime company, which I don't think makes a lot of good shows, if I remember correctly. I think A1's got a lot of shit on its plate. The series takes place in a continent ruled by chaos. The chaos breeds disaster, but the lords of the continent have the power of Crest, Holy Seal, that can calm the chaos and protect the people. However, before anyone realizes it, the rulers cast aside their creed of purifying the chaos. This thing really likes chaos. And instead start to fight each other for each other's crests and to gain dominion over one another. Suluka, an isolated mage who scorns the lords for abandoning their creed, and a wandering knight named Theo, who is on a journey to train to one day liberate his hometown, which is under tyrannical rule, make an everlasting oath to each other as master and servant, and work together to reform this continent dominated by wars and, guess what? Chaos.
Fuck off, Fate.
A couple times during that description I thought it would veer off into the Emerald chant from Sonic Adventure.
Oh, it's fucking A1 Pictures, who's surprised?
Chaos is power, enriched by the heart.
So they're trying to control chaos, is what you're saying.
They're trying to Fantasy War, Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy. That's what they're trying to do. That's what this is.
God, this sounds boring.
Yeah. Look. If you ever played Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy, you've already seen this. Just play those instead. But next we have something about this center row is just giving us. Max, you're getting all the good ones. Oh my God, I don't even know what's over here. Max,
it's Pop Team Epic, finally.
Yes!
The surreal 4-panel manga centers around two 14-year-old girls, the short Popoko and the tall Pipimi. Not that I needed to read this, because you should already know what the fuck Pop Team Epic is.
Oh, you've seen Pop Team Epic, even if you don't know it. Oh, you've all seen the memes. You've seen the reposts. You've seen you are motherfucker. You've seen. Oh, I can't wait to see how they animeify this. Overlord and Pop Team Epic in the same season. Boys, we're gonna know what it feels like to be a fucking loser on Anatwitter because we're gonna be watching like multiple shows a season now. We've got a season list. We've got a weekly schedule of watching.
Can't wait for the Overlord Pop Team Epic crossover.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. You see this?
Wait, even better, Tanya Pop Team Epic crossover.
I think I've seen that drawing.
Huh.
And you see those rays of sunshine, even though it's the middle of the night over here, just shining in. I can feel the sunshine. It's brightening up my day.
It's day here, so
the world is beautiful. It's colors are brighter. How can people have depression in a world this beautiful? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just getting a little distracted. I'm getting a little fooled because I saw Pop Team Epic and Overlord in the same season, and I got fooled into thinking this is a wonderful world where the other shows we discussed don't exist. But at least
Pop Team Overlord.
But at least Pop Team Overlord, we're getting a little of that. We're getting some beautiful shit here. So it's usually when we do these seasons, we get a couple maybes. I mean, Inuyashiki turned out to be hella great. But this one we know we have things like let me sit down. Oh, you're spoiling me. Two great shows. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Oh my overlord. But we can't dwell on the wonder and majesty and Pop Team Epic forever. No, we have to move on. We have to move on to crap.
The autism.
Yeah. So Andrew, tell us about more crap.
The next one is Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san. The description is, if you blush, you lose.
Oh no.
Living by this principle, the middle schooler Nishikata gets constantly made fun of by his seat neighbor Takagi-san. With his pride shattered to pieces, he vows to turn the tables and get back at her someday. And so he attempts to tease her day after day, only to find himself victim to Takagi-san's ridicule again sooner or later. Will he be able to make Takagi-san blush from embarrassment even once in the end?
Wow, that's so mundane.
This is gonna go to creepy places, isn't it? Like they're gonna try creepy things to get each other to blush. Hey, I pulled up my skirt. I saw your panties. Blushed. Yeah, made you blush. Blah. Comedy, romance, slice of life, kill me. Also, they have huge bulbous heads. They look like water babies. Next, we have Beatless, which is what I call dubstep. Ah!
Yeah.
It's a girl. She has a dumb outfit. She has ice blue hair. There's a guy in the back. He will probably try to fuck her. That is probably the main character. There's the waifu.
So that's why it's called Beatless.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to beat off.
Yeah, he's got a vagina ready and available. Based on a light novel, so you know it's crap. I believe in that smile, even if you don't have a soul. 2105 AD Japan, the humanoid Andrew Hiei has become part of people's life and was handling the things human could and couldn't do. Endo Arato, unlike his friends Kenko and Ryo, who hate Hiei, felt sympathy for Hiei, which are supposed to be just objects. Why would they hate them then? Fuck you, computer! I hate computers. Fucking computers who walk around thinking they're so hot. You know what I really hate? You know what I really fucking hate? I hate Roombas running. Ooh, I'm gonna clean your floor. Clean this, bitch! Fucking Roombas piss me off, man. Especially when they put googly eyes on them. Ooh, what are you staring at, bitch? I'll fucking kick your ass. What the fuck? It's so stupid. One night, Arato suddenly gets assaulted by mysterious falling cherry blossoms. Ow! 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 What the fuck are these cherry blossoms? Ow! Comes home with welts and bruises. The cherry blossoms assaulted me. That make Hiei and machines run havoc. Will the concerned Arato be saved by the mysterious Hiei Lucia? This is fucking
apparently yes.
Cherry blossom madness. It's not the worst concept. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like someone's like, Chobit sounds cool, but you know what that needs? Like fucking the robots that go fucking crazy and fucking kill people. Can we get like Chobits, but the Chobits like go berserk? Let's do that. Berserk Chobits. We'll call it Beatless. I don't know why. It's Berserk Chobits. But we'll make the girls look like they're in fucking Sword Art Online or some dumb shit. Like they've got that look to them with the fucking outfits and I look like the same generic anime girl with the generic anime girl hair that's not natural, but it's also, fuck you. This looks dumb, but at least there is something going on with the premise. At least put some effort into it. There's a conflict. There's some stupid shit. Why do they fucking hate worker droids? That is so dumb. That is so dumb.
For the same reason they hate the little girls that are imperative for the defense of the entire city in Black Bullet. Because autism.
So stupid.
Or more accurately, because plot.
So fucking dumb. But like, what? At least there's something. This is going to suck, but suck less than the rest of this list. I will give it credit for at least being a fucking story. This is where we're at. It's a story with an easily understandable conflict. Good. You accomplished the most basic storytelling fucking skill. Congratulations. You are a winner. Beatless. Max, what's next?
Kokoku. Juri Yukawa lives with her neat father and brother, her retired grandfather, her sister, a single mother, and her young nephew. One day her nephew and brother are kidnapped for ransom. Having only 30 minutes to meet the demands of the kidnappers, Yuri, who realizes there's not enough time to prepare the money, decides to head for the rescue by herself with a knife in hand when her grandfather uses a mysterious stone passed on in Yukawa family to stop time. In a world where everyone and everything are inert, Yuri and her father and grandfather run to rescue the two. But at the kidnappers' hideout, they soon realize they're not the only ones who can move about in this still world.
It's an entire show based on Dio's fucking stand. Holy shit. Someone saw the final battle of JoJo Part 3 and said, what if that was the entire show? I mean, I've heard worse premises. Stop time. People stop time. I can't hate. I've heard worse. I mean, again, it is just JoJo Part 3's final battle is an entire show. But it's not a bad premise. It's a whole family. You know, possibility. I'm probably giving too much credit. It'll probably be boring. But, you know, variety of characters you could do with the NEET and the single mom and the grandpa and the time stopping and all that. You know, probably won't be riveting, but potential. I'll give it a thumbs up, but I probably won't watch it. Who knows, though? Who knows? I'll give it a who knows. That's the score. And Andrew, tell us about this thing with this dude that looks like gay Spike Spiegel. trying to cruise for man ass on the street.
Hakata Tonkotsu Brahmins. At first glance, the city of Fukuoka seems like a peaceful one, but under the surface, crime is running rampant. The city's Hakata ward is home to the professionals of the underworld, professional killers, detectives, informants, professional revenge seekers, and those skilled in torture and more.
How do you mean a professional revenge seeker? What? You're like that dude from Frankenfran that just keeps starting shit so he can avenge people?
I guess.
Apparently. And according to urban legend, a killer of professional killers has shown up in the city.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, looks like it.
Is that all you're going to tell me? Because that's like an episode story, not a series. There has to be more than that. What are you doing? You forgot the rest of your show.
Oh, it's a light novel. Oh, go fucking
okay.
figure.
Okay. Well, then that explains fucking everything. Good lord, that guy up front and center, looks so gay. Holy shit. Like, look how gay he looks. That motherfucker looks like you're gonna get people afraid to let their children around him, and then those people are gonna get attacked on Twitter for being bigots. Like, look, he just comes off as creepy, okay? I'm not letting my son near that guy. No normal human being should lisp that much. And then next we have Zoku Token Ranbu Hanamaru. Second season of Token Ranbu Hanamaru. Fantasy slice of life. No one gives a shit.
Based on some video game.
I don't give a fuck. None of that looks interesting. Look at those generic characters. Pass! Next! Max! What's next?
Aido Junji Collection. Stories from both the 11-volume Aido Junji Kisaku Shu series and the Fragments of Horror book will be adapted. And I don't care.
Does this mean we'll finally get This Hole Was Made For Me in animated form?
We already did. It's called Steven Universe. And it's on the same level of quality.
I would put Junji Ito above Steven Universe. Junji Ito
is a hack.
No, Junji Ito is the horror manga equivalent of those fucking goofy Hammer horror movies. Or like the ridiculous kind of horror you'd see Red Letter Media watch. Like those, I am intimately familiar with the kind of media Junji Ito produces. Just in like, it's like those low budget like Italian horror movies. Or like, what was that one? They watched on Best of the Worst. It was like, it was banned for a while. And they like black magic with the lady that like her head separates from her body and she got her guts hanging out. There's a whole thing she learns black magic and turns into a snake and eats a mouse. And the next day she's human again and she pukes up the mouse that she ate and all this crazy shit. I wish I could remember the name. Someone's gonna say it in the comments or on our Discord. But yeah, this is like that's the kind of stuff Junji Ito makes, like shock horror, not stuff that legitimately scares you, but it's like, wow, it was crazy, woo, woo.
Well, horror is the worst proper genre anyway.
The worst what?
Proper genre. By proper, I mean excluding things like slice of life and harem and so on, which are just fucking nothing.
Yeah, I would like to like horror more. I like the horror aesthetic. I'm a big fan of Lovecraft. On the surface, I like horror things, but I just so rarely see horror done well. Because so much time is boogada boogada boog 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 boog. That's horror. Like, who gonna get you? X gonna give it to you.
Bye, man.
Yeah.
That's what fucking Junji Ito is. Japanese bye-bye man.
Yeah, he's not Japanese bye-bye man. He's Japanese, what's that guy's name? I'm forgetting all the B-movie directors. I'm forgetting them all. Holy shit. I'm a bad boy. It's late. I can't remember. I'll remember later and it'll bug me that I forgot now, but yeah, he's like those Italian directors that just make the low-budget horror that get like a one American star past their prime, usually Cameron Mitchell. Let me in fact, let me look.
Is the guy on the cover of that thing wearing the Sonichu Cherokee clan crown? That's what it looks like.
Let me find this movie because actually I just realized what Junji Ito's work reminds me of, and so now I have to look this up. Okay, there was these movies. There's a director who goes by Nico Mastorakis. Nico Mastorakis. He did Mutant. Did he do Mutant?
He didn't do nothing.
I gotta see if he did.
He's a good boy.
He did Death Street USA, aka Nightmare at Noon. Which was, there's another movie called Mutant that Nightmare at Noon was basically the same movie, and I'm not seeing it here. They're both starring Wings Hauser. Let me see, Mutant. I know this is totally getting through this, folks, but I do want to find this out. Here we go, 1984 horror film. No, this wasn't it. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it just has a weird, misleading poster that's nothing like the movie. Holy shit, it's directed and written by completely different people. Holy shit. I guess Nightmare at Noon was a ripoff of Mutant. How the fuck do you make a B-movie ripoff of another B-movie? I am realizing things today. Holy shit. Like, oh my god, I didn't think that happened. A B-movie ripoff of a B-movie that no one ever heard of in the first place. That's fucking impressive. I applaud you, Nico Masterakis. Holy shit. But there was a movie called Mutant. It was directed by John Bud Cardos, who does a lot of other B movies, including Satan Sadist, Blood of Dracula's Castle, and Hell's Angels on Wheels. You get a feel for his filmography. He's also a stuntman. Mutant was a movie that really did try to scare you, but it was also really cheesy and goofy and had hilarious special effects failures. It was like some outbreak causes the townsfolk of this small town to become like zombies with acid hands that like they ate you by grabbing you, and the acid from their hands would like dissolve you and they would eat you through their hands. It was like some chemical, of course, toxic waste in the water supply type shit.
Sounds dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb, but it was made for great riff tracks. As riff tracks of the movie. One of my favorite riff tracks is the Mutant and Nightmare at Noon duo.
Worst hand job ever.
Yeah, really. And one of my favorite things about the movie is that the zombies look like juggalos because they're all white. Their skin is all white and they have black around their eyes, but it's so pronounced it looks like juggalo face paint. So it just looks like a bunch of juggalos roaming the street.
Horrible.
Yeah, and there's some great special effects failures. Like at one point, their hands are supposed to burn a hole in the car, but you could tell it's like a fake hand they're holding up to the window, and you can see not only the hand isn't moving naturally with the rest of his arm, but at one point you can see it gets another camera angle, and you can see the guy's hand, the actor's hand, holding the fake hand in their sleeve. And Mutant is like Junji Ito's work. It is trying to be scary. It is trying to have atmosphere. It is going for a lot of like the hardcore horror shit, not the cheeseball horror shit. Like, oh no, there's a naked lady. She's gonna get fucked. Here comes the plant monster. Roar! No, like it tries to have atmosphere, tries to have mood, tries to be legitimately scary, but it's like you feel like the director. Yeah, you feel like the writer-director who didn't realize how dumb this is, or goofy, or over the top, or whatever. And it just makes for great riffing material, great material to laugh at. But it's still trying to be scary. But with this goofy thing.
Spider Shark.
Yes, that's Junji Ito. Except he's way more creative. I will give him all that in the world. That whole, this is my hole with the thing, and then like scooching through it, and then you can't move the fake. That's, no one else is going to come up with that idea. The spirals in the head.
Because it's stupid.
The spirals in the head, the fucking land sharks were like the least creative thing he came up with. The fucking ice cream truck full of melted people. I think he did the one with the enclosed town where it's like everything's built so on top of each other. That one was kind of neat. I'll give him that one. It wasn't like super scary. That's probably the most subtle of his works. Because usually he's just, look at the fucking scary thing, blah. But that is what I would compare Junji Ito to. That kind of horror movie. That kind of cheeseball, but it's trying to be horror as opposed to trying to be like some sleazy Italian guy, like, fucking like, let's see her tits! Light her tits properly. Okay, now bring in the guy in the costume. Bring in the intern that we hold to wield a knife. Like fucking, Terror at 10 killer. Get that guy that can't act, but he's gonna be the killer. Have him blow on a harmonica, but it's clearly a MIDI. I mean, he doesn't actually know how to play a harmonica. It's not that bad, but it is fucking... It's bad. It's dumb. Anyway, that was a fun little excursion into one of my interests in shit schlock cinema.
In summary, horror sucks.
I wish it didn't. I don't want it to. It's neat. It's cool. Horror is cool, but... Man, horror, there's no middle ground. You either kill it, or you fucking fail, bro. You fail.
I just
hard.
think like horror is flawed as a concept for entertainment. That's why it sucks so much.
I don't agree. I think if you can pull it off, that unsettling feeling feels good after it's over. Like, man, you did something to me. Woo!
Well, I don't enjoy that sort of thing, so.
Well, it's not like I disagree. because that feeling you get, because you still know you're safe. So it's like, ooh, you just made me feel ways. Ooh, you get.
I mean, granted, I've never seen anything that actually made me unsettled, but
like stuff like one of the few horror media that ever like, I want to say made me feel away. It made me feel away. Was Eternal Darkness for GameCube. Because I played the shit out of that, and some of that shit just got so moody. It's like, I feel it. I feel the atmosphere. Feels good. Like, you know, it was horror. I'm not going to say I was scared, but it was like that atmosphere felt good. Like, ooh, you're getting to me. Ooh, you're doing this right. You make me feel ways. It wasn't legit fear, but it was like your fearful atmosphere is bringing me joy. It's the best way I could describe it.
Basically, my argument is that either you spectacularly fail because you're trying to induce an emotion and you can't fucking do it, so of course if you fail, it's going to be a spectacular failure, since so much hinges on that, and you don't really have anything else, because it's kind of what horror revolves around. Or you succeed, in which case, best case scenario, you made someone feel uncomfortable. And if you enjoy that, then more power to you, but I don't enjoy that sort of thing. So it doesn't matter what it is, like whether it's done well or done badly. Like, horror is a garbage genre in my eyes.
Agree to disagree on that one, but I do see your point. I think it's more along the lines of, do you find enjoyment in that unsettling feeling?
I guess it also depends on what you even define as horror, because I do like things that have like either unsettling elements to them or just like some psychological shit. It's like, I love Twin Peaks, and while Twin Peaks isn't outright a horror series in of itself, like, it does have elements that are supposed to be unsettling, and there's this sort of uncomfortable haze around this entire small town. It's kind of the whole premise. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just consider something that's like outright horror and nothing else. And that's what I think is kind of inherently not that great.
Well, I think a lot of it too is the schlock that horror has become. Like, I still contend that H.P. Lovecraft was the greatest horror writer of all time.
Yeah. I mean, what would make the horror genre much better is if you had just like a categorical ban on anything that's either jump scares or, you know, the usual ooga booga booga type of shit, because that's not being scared.
Yeah,
that's just startling at best.
You know,
and even
very recent Night Mind, like, literally just came out today,
yeah.
And he talks about this, and I think he put it perfectly. And it's that kind of that feeling that I do enjoy when I'm sort of imbibing horror media. That feeling that, like, you're uncomfortable and shouldn't be here, or something's here, something's in the room with me. That paranoia, bringing that out is what is like, that's real horror, not like, blah, gotcha. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like, in the game he's reviewing, he's talking about this. Like, it's this thing where you're looking at a smartphone and you're trying to go through the information of the smartphone and find out what happened to this girl. And as you're doing it, like, you see the room behind you. It's like a computer game. And it's like the smartphone's in the middle, and you see just this image of the room that you're in looking at the smartphone. And occasionally, as you go deeper, the lights will subtly start to get darker times, or it'll blink, or you'll hear the subtle little sounds of, like, shit in the room with you, and there's not supposed to be shit in the room with you. It's like, what the fuck? Like, Resident Evil...
And then it was Mimikyu all along.
Resident Evil 7, as much as I have huge problems with that and fucking hate it, does that right a couple times. Like, when you're going through the house at the very beginning, it's technically a creepy old shack, and I kind of annoyed at that trope. Like, oh god, it's a mess. Messes are scary. You might get germs. But it does the thing where it's like, you just feel like you're not supposed to be here. Like, when you're out in the woods, you're trying to get in there, and you go in.
Should have just burned it down.
You go in through the shed, just that feeling like, this is not good. I shouldn't do this. And there's just
actually that's another
noises,
thing.
But you hear little noises, and the noises aren't like, I'm coming from behind, but you know, like, something's in here. Could be animals, could be people. Something's in here. Something's going on. But that's
another thing, incidentally, I hate about horror. Usually, not always, of course, but usually, like, a lot of the horror concepts rely on the character being incredibly, inhumanly fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Especially the slasher kind of movies, but not even necessarily slashers, but always whenever there's like a serial killer or whatever. Like the one that the Your Movie Sucks guy reviewed recently, the what was it called again, with the guy in the clown costume? A really shitty horror movie.
I can't even think. I want to say It, but that's not it.
No, it wasn't It. It was I forgot what it's called. It's really dumb. But yeah, like usually a lot of these things just rely on the characters being complete and utter morons. It relies on such contrived situations and characters behaving in ways that people would never in a million years behave.
Yeah. That is a problem too. Because you need to get the people in the scary situations, and most people aren't going to go into scary situations.
Yeah.
So you need to get an excuse. Like I said, it's one of the things I think Lovecraft did that fantastically. Like, you need to be subtle with your horror. You can have that reveal moment, but you can't go like, gotcha! Blah, 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 blah. Like, God, why do I always fucking forget the name of this? Pickman's Model. That's it. There we go, finally. I was able to recall it from memory. Pickman's Model is one of my favorites. Just for that reveal. That reveal is beautiful! This is so subtle. This is did I discuss it on the show before? I know I've discussed it like in Skype calls. I don't know if I ever...
Do you mean like the video game Pikmin?
No. God, no. Pickman's Model, the story is like this guy is going to see the gallery of an artist friend of his, and he's going through there's like another setup to the story and all that, but we're just getting to the meat here because we're going to get through this. Just walking through the gallery, looking at all this stuff, and as they go deeper in the gallery, the paintings get more and more twisted. Like paintings of creatures and places that are just terrifying and not of this world. And no, that's not what good Christian boys paint. And Pickman's the artist. And Pickman shows them his masterwork. It's at the end of the hall. Or it's like his newest work, something like that. And he takes the thing off, and it's this horrible humanoid abomination, like this white sort of... looks like a werewolf, but it's not a werewolf, like hairy, feral, but humanoid creature dining on a heart with this red... this red place. It looks like it's in hell and shit. He's like, that's fucked up. And all of a sudden, Pickman, he hears something going from outside. Outside his studios. But he takes out a gun. He's like, oh, hold on, it's just some rats. I'll just take care of it. Like, he's clearly lying. It's just some rats. Let me go take care of this. And he heads out. He just takes the gun and say, hold on, I'll be right back. Pulls out the gun, goes to the noise. He hears a bunch of shots. And Pickman comes back. He's like, oh, it was just some rats. Don't worry about it. But during the time that he was gone, a piece of paper fell from behind the painting. And I'm going to botch this reveal and tell the story, but I'm just giving the gist to get to a point. And he picked up the little piece of paper that fell from that was like wedged in the painting, and he takes it. So after Pickman, he sees that and he leaves, and he takes a look at the picture afterwards. And he sees it's a photo of the creature that he painted. It's the reference picture. That thing is real. The reason I love that reveal, because then it brings up questions like, oh my god, so everything he was painting, all that horrible shit, is that real? What was he going out there to shoot? Was that one of these fucking things? You don't fucking know. All you get is just that thing's real. Which then opens all this other shit. But it's in your head. It's not like, oh, here comes the monster. There's no boo. The monster doesn't jump out of the window. It's like, oh no, it's the monster for the photo. No, it's just the implication. And now you just know. And then
hyper-realistic Jeff the Killer came out of my computer screen.
Yeah, it's none of that shit. You just, hey, guess what? This is in your world now. This is what's out there. Look at that. It's fucking paranoia shit. That's the good shit. None of this fucking, none of this, oh, there's a hole in my face. No, just unsettling. Just...
Well, I mean, there's supposed to be holes in people's faces.
You know what I mean. Or, like, you could do stuff closer to reality. You don't need this. I took a face, I put a lot of dark stuff around the eyes, and I made like, big smile. It's too wide, and I put it in a very high contrast room, and it's a secret, haunted, spooky photo. Like, no, have you ever seen the man that literally has no face? Because he was electrocuted? There's a guy, I forget his name. I think he was in Chicago. He as a young man, he was fucking around on some power lines.
Are you going to tell us about the Green Man again?
Was that the Green Man? Did I tell this
I don't
one?
know. I feel like you told this story before on the podcast.
Did I? I might have. The guy, he has no face. Literally no face. I might have talked about him. Yeah, I think I talked about him, but we couldn't show. Yeah, Green Man. That sounds right. But that guy's fucking horrifying, and it's real. That's a real guy. And he really looks like that. You could make things that look like that because that's real. Fucking get some balls, look at some fucking autopsy footage shit, or fucking people with deformities. Find out some real fucking horrors of nature and base your fucking horrors on that. Don't be fucking scared to not have deformities, because that's not realistic. Realistic is like a creepy man in the darkness. Fuck that noise. You want to see real life? Real life fucked up.
You know what that reminds me of? There's a museum of execution.
Just real quick. That's what I'm saying with Lovecraft. That's what he did. Because he's like, hey, you know what's fucking fucked up? You ever seen the shit underwater? What if that was up here? He did that a lot. What if underwater shit? You ever seen an anglerfish with the fucking mouth?
Well, no, what Lovecraft did is like, you know what's fucked up? Black people.
He did that too. But a lot of that was like, hey, just look at that fucking thing. You just look at that cyst on that guy. What if there was just a giant cyst with eyes and it flew? Like, shit that was real and fucked up. And then he was like, what if that was here? That you could do that, and it's so much more effective because the people are so afraid to be unrealistic now. I don't want a scary monster with superpowers. I want a scary monster with superpowers that looks like a dude. Like, fuck you. Real life has a wealth of horrific imagery. Fucking use
Bendy
it, asshole.
and the ink machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just basically just a dude.
Yeah.
Just out of ink. That's it.
Yeah, just fucking. There's a wealth of material. The nature and reality has a wealth of horrors at your disposal that will make you physically ill. Fucking use it, pussy!
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that game, this is a really quick side note, but it's kind of amazing to me that you have a horror game that's set in a fucking black and white animation studio, and there's no real bizarre drawings or anything else like that scattered about everywhere, or like animations or anything. It's just the evil ink monster and fucking the same character picture over and over again everywhere.
Like, that's not scary. A fucking, the girl in the dating sim won't leave me alone on my computer. That's not scary. Fucking scary is like, hey, that shouldn't...
It's a fantasy.
Like, that shouldn't be a thing. And that shouldn't be a thing in the room with me. And not like, I'm coming to get you, booga booga. Could you just imagine how fucking creepy it were? Let's say you're in a room right now. Say you're in a bedroom or something. Door's closed. Maybe it's late at night, like Hayes is here with me, and you're the only room with lights on is the room I'm in. Say I open the door, and it's fucking dark hallway, but I see something in that hallway, not a mysterious figure. No, I see it, but it's only lit by the light of my room shining in there, and it's a man, but he's got that green man face. He's fucked up. So not only is there a guy in my house, what the fuck is that? That's a thing that should not be. Why is it in my fucking hallway? There's darkness in my hallway that I can't fully see it, which makes it scarier, but I see enough of it that it's just wrong. That sets off way more fight or flight reflexes in the brain than, it's a spooky ink, it's a drawing, but it's real now, fuck you. That's never gonna happen. I can't even imagine that happening. I mean, I can imagine it, but it's much less visceral.
And it looks stupid.
Than something like organic, or something that should not be. Yeah. But is.
Also, speaking of the executions, what I wanted to mention is there's a museum of executions of sorts, and they have this like white t-shirt there, which is just completely stained with these really odd splotches. And what that is there was like a white shirt that was worn by someone who was killed by electrocution. What these stains are is that through the electricity that was fucking jolted through him, like his body, like his face and so on, like again, literally started melting. So it dripped onto that shirt.
Ooh.
That's what that is.
That's fucking horror for you. Fuck Jeff the Killer. Your face
literally started melting.
Yeah, there's your fucking horror. Do more. Give me some of that with my fucking horror media. None of this fucking... He's got a fucking face. He's got a hole in it. Boo. Nah, be subtle with that shit. Be creepy with that shit.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
You know what makes the best horror? That moment of realization. That's why I love Pickman's model. That moment of realization that, oh my god, that just it hits you when that thing hits you. Like you don't need something to jump out at you. That moment of realization. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like when a lot of games like say Fallout, the good like Fallout New Vegas. One of my favorite things is when you go into the vaults and you piece together what the fuck happened here based on what's left. Based on the results. The moments of realization of what went down in this vault, that's fucking great! You find those notes and you start to piece it. Oh my god, this happened. They did this. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! That moment hits you. That's that good shit, baby.
That's why a lot of the more effective stuff is like in a almost like mundane setting.
Yeah.
Well, not mundane setting, but it's like there's not anything super special happening. It's just you're finally realizing what actually went down, or what X is, or what this being is, or whatever the fuck, or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That moment of
It's
realization.
not just like, oh, then the Ooga Booga monster comes out. Like in fucking Amnesia, for instance.
Yeah, like
Those hack frauds.
what was great about Eternal Darkness too is when you got hit by the monsters, this was after it got you spooked. They didn't use the monsters to spook you. They sort of established that, okay, you just realized what's going on, we're gonna have to throw you in there now. You're gonna be like, I don't want to go in there. No, get the fuck in there. There's monsters. I know, you gotta kill them. I don't have special powers. Too fucking bad. Here's a sword. This is a shitty sword. Fucking deal with it. Like when you and even that, they can still pile on. Like you're in that temple, and one of those flashbacks is like the little slave girl or guy, whatever it was. And you're already fucking dealing with these monsters, and monsters ain't even half what's scary. What's scary is when they drive you insane and crazy shit happens. You can't even trust the fucking game anymore. But then you fucking get to that room where Mantarok is, and he's not. I'm a big gargoyle. I got face. No, it's the room. Like it's just flesh. And eyes and mouth, and you're like next to it. There's structures built around him to walk, but God, he's like a foot away from your foot. That fucking flesh, he could reach up fucking anywhere. You're never safe. You're not safe. He's omnipresent. He's the whole fucking room. You're not safe. It's playing on your mind, your perceptions, your innate feelings and reflexes, and everything going on in your brain. It's not just startling you. It's feeding onto your own psychology. Even with the big scary monster, it's still feeding into your psychology, as opposed to, like, boo, he's gonna get you. Better run, he's coming. The terror sting is getting louder. Whee! If he catches you, it's gonna be a spooky, scary thing on the screen and go boo and loud noise. Gonna get you. No. Plays with your mind.
And then the Tard Wrangler catches you.
Plays with your mind. That is how you fucking do it! That's that good shit. And that's the reason that horror fails spectacularly most of the time, because it requires the person writing it to have an innate knowledge of the human psyche. Can't just be, that's an unsettling image. It has to be like, look at all this shit going on. I don't like this. It's playing with my fucking head. It's giving me...
Devil government, devil government.
Exactly. Devil everything, man.
Like, you basically need to induce the Alex Jones experience.
Yeah, you do. You have to turn your audience... You have to know how to turn an audience member into Alex Jones. Essentially. Even when Eternal Darkness did jump scares, by doing the jump scare, it then made you afraid to touch anything else. It gave you one jump scare in the whole fucking game that was like a cheap style jump scare. And once it did that, because the rest of the game doesn't do that. So now that it did that, you already weren't expecting it because the rest of the game isn't jump scaring you like an asshole. Halfway through the game, it will throw that in on you. Now you're waiting for that to happen again. And it never does. But now it's affected you. Because you thought you were safe from that. And now you've just been told you're not. And then it's not doing it again. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. The fucking bathtub. The bathtub. You go to that bathtub, you get that jump scare. And it's not even something jumping in your face. It's like an image she sees. It's like a hallucination real quick. And it's just like, it's less, I mean, it's a scream at you, but it's less, scream in your face and more like a chaotic, like brief scream of madness. And now it's like, oh, okay, so that shit happens too. Okay, so is this thing, if I interact with this thing, and you need to interact with stuff to proceed, so is that gonna jump out of me? Is that gonna jump out of me? Or is this what I need to interact with? Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna pay if I touch that? Okay, but try to, like that you now have that feeling. You didn't have that before. Because you thought you were safe, but now you're not safe. Fucking psychology, man. You need to have some psychology if you're going to write some horror. You need to know how the fucking human brain works so you can fuck with it. You gotta fuck with that human brain. And most people don't know how to do that. It's like, oh, I gotcha. Look, everything's gray and messy. It's like, I'm not afraid of, I don't feel horror from this. I feel like I need to take a shower. I feel like I'm going to get tetanus just looking at this. Fucking sweep your shit. Look, here's some Clorox. Just bleach that shit. Like, look, if your super scary situation would be like 1,000 times less scary if someone took some bleach to the walls, it's not real horror. Fuck off. Anyway, that was a long thing. That was probably gonna cause this shit to get split, but it was still a fun drive.
But counterpoint to all that, what if I had a guy fight a scary monster with his katana?
Well, it depends. Is he also armed with kitchen knives? Because that's the important part. He's going to need backup.
I'm not sure, but he may or may not eat babies.
Nothing scarier than fat
Well, if he
bastard.
also has a fedora and a trench coat, then it's our Slender Man parody. But if he just has a fedora and a katana, then it's Evan.
the true horror, Evan.
Stay tuned for my upcoming hit novel, Fedora Mancer.
His wooden baby was delicious.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
They do if they saw the ARG episode. Or listen, this is a podcast. Yeah, that was a fun little diversion. What the fuck is next? We were doing the Junji Ito shit.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm... Yeah, that was next.
Oh, this is just 180 from what we were just fucking talking about?
It's Yuru Camp Delta? Triangle, whatever that is supposed to signify.
Is that next to Sandusky's locker?
Oh, no.
Now we're going to have to talk about the new Sonichu revelations, you realize.
Why does that lead into that?
Because Max mentioned Sandusky's locker.
I'm still confused. How does that...
That's one of the new Sonichu prison camps.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't he, like, take names from people?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was talking about his fine old solution.
Yeah, he got...
It was also... well, my favorite was Coney Island.
Chris is great because he never knows he's being trolled, even after all these years.
Also, even better, Sandusky's locker was the juvenile delinquency prison.
Sandusky's locker. Well, I think this is going to be the last one before we call it and then resume next week. So we didn't get very far, but quality over quantity.
Yuru Camp, whatever. Ren likes to go camping by herself along the lakes that provide a scenic view of Mount Fuji. Nadeshiko loves to take cycling trips by herself to places where she can see Mount Fuji. After they meet, Ren and Nadeshiko take camping trips, eat cup ramen together, and enjoy the scenery.
Oh wow, it's fucking nothing.
That sounds fucking amazing. I can't wait to watch that.
And then they get eaten by old
I think
ones.
she's making...
Before, because I don't want to end it just yet, I do want us to take a minute to tell the people about the Chris Chan thing.
Also, I think she's making the awesome emoji face.
Yes, she is. Holy shit. Her face is literally the awesome emoji. Oh my god. Fuck off.
That should be a new reaction image.
Before we call it to resume at a later date, scroll down to movie. First top one on the right. What do you fucking see?
Let's see, movies.
Top row, right-hand side on movie.
Oh.
What do you fucking see?
Attack on Titan.
No, movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
section.
movies. It's Attack on Titan.
What the fuck? Did they literally update this within the second between... Are you fucking for real? Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna refresh it again. Is it changing? Okay, so this thing literally swapped in the time between I opened Anna chart and you assholes opened Anna chart. Are you fucking kidding me?
The
that
wheel
was like
of fate is turning.
that was like a minute difference. Fuck you, Anna chart. Go fuck yourself. Okay, second row middle. What do you see?
Tokimeki Restaurant 3-star Miracle 6.
Are you? You're in movie, right?
Yeah.
What is wrong with Anna chart?
Okay, I'll refresh it. I'll see what it says now.
The second row, because I'm seeing 2 rows and then a third row that's just one in the middle. I'm trying to do a dramatic reveal of something, and it's ruining it.
No, there's just 2 rows.
Yeah, I see 2 rows. One of them has Attack on Titan in the middle.
See, I'm seeing 3 rows, because I got Bungo Stray Dogs, Shunibyo Demo, Doraemon, Mazinger Z, Sayonara, Shingeki no Kyojin, Tokimeki Restaurant.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to point out?
Look at that Sayonara no Asa thing. What do you see?
Oh.
I don't know.
I see clouds.
It's the same fucking thing we just discussed earlier. That same fucking image. The characters on the bottom right, camera panned out, primarily looking at the fucking sky. It's the same shot!
But it's in a field, so it's totally different.
Fuck off!
This is like the anime equivalent of all of those war video game covers where it's just an orange dude with his back to the camera.
Or walking toward.
Oh yeah,
away
walking
from the cameraman.
toward, yeah, and their orange explosions.
Yeah. The monochrome dude walking toward the camera. It's holy shit, it's 2 in 1. Seize! Fucking hacky shit got me heated.
Yeah, all those identical Battlefield covers, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
There's new Pingu episodes? What the fuck?
Yeah, this needs to be a name for this, like the anime sky shot. Or the sky poster. Holy fuck. Stop it.
Oh no,
This
because...
is hackier than the girls smiling in 0G, because at least they have to be arranged in different patterns. This is the same image.
Because I refreshed it, everything's in a different order now. So it'll be chaos when we have to do the second part.
We'll figure it out. The beginning of next episode will be interesting. Before we go, I think we owe people to fill them in on the thing we probably should have led with, our little house cleaning, but we totally forgot this. We actually totally forgot 2 things, because there's also the new Dekari King Micah news. Because I think we've talked about him before. I think we'll save that. We'll save that shit, because that one's its own little wonderland. Some of the people what happened with Chris Chan. He gave a special announcement, and then he got trolled out the ass again and didn't realize it.
Well, I think there were 2 special announcements, because there was the final solution, and then he revealed Rosachu's pickle.
Now, what was the fine old solution? Didn't you fill the people in on that one? Like the details there.
Max, do you want to?
I don't even remember all that much. I remember the prison camps, of course. But...
Okay, well, fortunately, the final solution has a quickie page called Operation Barbarossa.
Oh yeah, that was it.
I love the name.
Oh, come on, load the fucking page already. The quickie better not be down right now.
Oh, that would be the worst timing. Come on, Quickie, you can do it. Come on, Quickie.
I'll see if I can find it on the farms.
Come on, Quickie. I believe in you. Do you believe?
Meanwhile, I'm just seeing Mr. Fields slobbering about mommy GFs again.
I I think I've said this before. Mommy GFs are just for people that are fucking man-children. Say, I want a girlfriend to basically be my mother. Because mommy GFs are not MILFs. I think a lot of people make that mistake, thinking that's just MILFs. No, they want their girlfriend to be their mommy.
Or they want their mommy to be their girlfriend.
Yeah, in the case of that one. Who was that again? The guy that begged his mother for sex? I always forget who that was.
Oh, man.
I remember him existing, yeah, but I don't know what his name was.
I forgot, but Operation Barbarossa is also tied to Chris's Neptunia headcanon.
I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know he had a Neptunia headcanon.
Apparently, he does.
He's a fan of Hyperdimension Neptunia now.
Because the whole thing involves Sylvana, which is the Fudanari Rosachu, getting captured by a Russian billionaire. So Christian launches an operation to take her back.
Also something about Trump.
And he defeats the forces of Count Graduan and establishes prison camps for his defeated enemies.
To brainwash them into becoming good.
In the camps, this is a direct quote from Chris, the camps are full of large ovens to keep the people warm and even top-notch dentistry. With well-trained doctors also running the clinic, the camps also have some of the best showers a prisoner can ask for. Shower stalls with privacy walls.
Oh, he also danced to the Remove Kebab music.
Now, how did this come about? Are these things people convinced him to do?
Yeah.
How did they convince him to do this?
Apparently there's someone that's feeding him this stuff. Oh, was Sandusky's trunk. Let's see it. Okay, these are the prison camps. Camp X-Ray, which is the temporary detention facility in Guantanamo. Camp Delta, also a Guantanamo detainment camp. Camp Omega, which references a Metal Gear Solid prison camp. Black Dolphin, which is a prison located in Russia. One of Russia's toughest prisons, houses about 700 criminals, including child molesters, murderers, terrorists, cannibals, and serial killers. Jonestown needs no explanation. Hilton, Hoa Lo Prison was a prison used in Vietnam for political prisoners and later for U.S. prisoners of war during the Vietnam War. It was known to American POWs as the Hanoi Hilton.
Oh yeah, the Hanoi Hilton, I know that one.
Yeah. Sandusky's trunk, well, Jerry Sandusky.
Who is feeding him this?
I don't know.
Who is the legend?
Vorkuta. Vorkuta is a coal mining town in Russia. In 1953, forced labor inmates caused the Vorkuta uprising who wanted freedom. And lastly, Coney Island, after Joseph Kony.
I love that one so much. Coney Island?
According to...
I love this comment too, like someone on Twitter said, "This is too sweet. Hail Christine, see and hail. The fine old solution is just what Quickville needs. And that Sandusky's trunk sounds like a fine place for naughty young boys to be straightened out."
To
which Christian replies, "Please do not hail me, I am not a bloody tyrant." Oh, the irony.
Well, if Chris is to be believed, Count Graduan came up with the prison camp names.
Yeah, apparently no. He retconned that once he found out what the fuck that was. Oh, God. Oh, fuck, what else was I gonna say?
So that was the first big Christian announcement. The second one was that the trolls were actually right and Rosachu really was originally a man.
Yes. Oh yeah, and he also mentioned that just like in quote-unquote reality, in the Sonichu universe, Donald Trump is also not his president. Because of course.
Well, congratulations, political left. You got Chris Chan on your side.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. You got the whatever the fuck he is vote. I was trying to think of a demographic to put him in. I was like, I can't. I got nothing. Oh my god. I love the camps. Oh Jesus. All right. So I think next week we'll tell the folks about the Dakari King Mikan updates and fill anybody in, because I think it's been so long since we brought him up. I think the last time we brought him up, Alex Berry was my co-host. So I say we, I mean I. So I will probably refresh folks on who the fuck he is and his updates, because good golly, Miss Molly.
Oh, but if people want to know about Dakari King Mike, and they can just look him up on Project After.
Oh, wait.
It's kind of funny to me, though, that Mikan just seemed to have somehow skidded past getting his own dedicated wiki like Chris Chan, because he could honestly have one.
Yeah, it's... I guess just the shit that the realm in which he's crazy is so niche that not enough people care. But if enough people cared, he could merit his own wiki.
Because he's just as fucking insane as Chris Chan is.
And he
if not more so.
No, I think Chris Chan's definitely more insane. I think Mikan's just... I think he's as interesting as Chris Chan in a lot of ways, but I think Chris Chan's definitely worse. I mean, Chris Chan went to the whole, like, I'm a woman, I'm going to pierce my taint, get a fake clit, and then let that shit get infected. And I'm going to be this horrifying abomination with my one face.
That's every tranny, though.
I think Chris Chan's on a whole new level.
But
I think Chris Chan's got Stephanie, and I hate how it's spelled, beat. It's yeah. You're never. I don't think you can really top Chris Chan, but Mikan's definitely in the same family. You could definitely make a wiki on that guy. So we'll leave that as a teaser for next week. So does anyone else want to get anything else out of the chest before we call it a night?
You could also make a wiki about Spoonie.
I don't know. I feel like Spoonie is a story as opposed to a universe like Chris Chan and Mikan are.
Well, that's because we just don't know that much about his personal life yet.
Well, I think
because he's been keeping it on the down low.
I think the reason you wouldn't get really a wiki out of Spoonie is because in order to get a wiki, you have to have like other pages of other things. And I think Spoonie's wiki would be like short. That's more of a continuous tale. I mean, you could get different pages out of different sagas, but you wouldn't get like Chris Chan has pages on other people in his life and this particular crazy video, and this particular crazy video that has all this stuff worth talking about, and the Liquid Chris shit, and then the games place, and all these aspects that are almost characters and settings in a story. And
well, Spoonie might still be able to make the jump since he's getting increasingly more deranged.
Possible. I just feel like it would be a more shallow wiki than someone like Chris Chan.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so, from all of us here at The Other Side,
I'm Max Vader.
I'm Andrew Erickson.
Saying, it's finally an anime season we can be happy about. Holy shit!